Well, hi everybody. It's been a quite a busy weekend, so I do apologise for no live chat with Pete Dassey yesterday. Um, I was again at the Speedway, enjoying the motorbike racing, and Pete's busy changing the brakes on his vehicle. So hopefully we'll get together very soon. So in the meantime, here is another of the dude's videos where he's talking about the skull fragments and the zone of wanting to have them tested. Which of course is always very interesting. The state would love it if we stopped talking about that case, and it ain't gonna happen. Certainly not when we've got hundreds of the dude's videos to enjoy.
Hello everybody, you have tuned in to Erekose on Making a Murderer on YouTube. I cover virtually any aspect of making a murderer. I go over the evidence, the documents, the photos. So if you like, stay tuned, and in the future I'll have many more videos besides the one you're about to see. Hello folks, how you doing today? We're here today to talk a little bit about these letters that were filed here yesterday on July 13th, 2017, and then another one today from Ms. Zellner on July 14th of 2017. So they are a bit confusing, and there's a reason why. I think after reading all three, I think I can see what the issue is here. So what we have here is the very first letter that Kathleen Zellner sent to the court, to the circuit court, which is where Judge Sikowitz is the judge where they're, doing the scientific testing. Well, she's basically saying here that she has filed the motion to dismiss Stephen Avery's pro se appeal. What this is essentially saying is that now the Court of Appeals will not have a jurisdiction over this. Therefore, Judge Sikowitz can then hear all of the issues that she is raising. That includes the Brady violations, the unethical conduct, all of the whole thing. Without her canceling this appeal, those items like the Brady violations, things that weren't scientific testing, would have had to have been kicked back into the Court of Appeals. So what Kathleen has done is she has canceled the appeal in the appeals court, and therefore gives Judge Sikowitz full jurisdiction on this so that she can hear all the issues. So we will now move into the letter written by Thomas Fallon, the Assistant Attorney General, basically the guy that works right underneath Brad Shimmy Sham Schimmel. We're going to see his letter to Judge Sikowitz. Therefore, this court has acted within the bounds of the appellate remand. This court issued an order based on a stipulation of the parties and granted the motion for post-conviction scientific testing. The testing requested has apparently been completed. The court has done all that it can, unless Mr. Avery wishes the court to address the three items that do relate to the original order. If not, the matter should be returned to the appellate court for further proceedings. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter. Sincerely, Thomas J. Fallon. Now, the thing about this is we're gonna go into Kathleen's letter that she sent today on the 14th, and she's gonna explain what's going on here, and she's gonna explain that he knows exactly what's going on, and the only kind of solution that she can think of why he sent this letter is that he hadn't received the confirmation of the motion to dismiss the appeal being put on the appellate court's docket. So it's going to happen. So we'll move into that letter now, but I just want to point that out right now, people. He knows what's going on, and he knows that appeal is going to be canceled. So this letter just seems kind of silly. It seems like another shimmy sham to me, honestly. Okay, so here's where we see that this was agreed on and Fallon knew about what was going on, and yet he still sent that letter. But here she is saying it. On July 12, 2017, attorney Kathleen Zellner spoke to Mr. Fallon about the fact that Mr. Avery's pro se appeal was still pending before the Wisconsin Appellate Court. Ms. Zellner and Mr. Fallon had had several detailed conversations since the entry of this court's order regarding scientific testing and about the status of the case. Ms. Zellner informed Mr. Fallon that she was going to file a motion to dismiss the pro se appeal. Mr. Fallon stated that the Attorney General would not require the refiling of Mr. Avery's post-conviction petition. Ms. Zellner and Mr. Richards prepared and sent the motion to dismiss to the Wisconsin Appellate Court via Federal Express on the same day, July 12th. As this conversation with Mr. Fallon, the motion to dismiss was sent via Federal Express because the Wisconsin Appellate Court does not have electronic filing. All parties in this court were given notice that this motion had been filed. On July 13, 2017, Ms. Zellner's office confirmed that the Wisconsin Appellate Court confirmed receipt and docketing of Mr. Avery's motion to dismiss his pro se appeal. Subsequent to confirming that the motion to dismiss Mr. Avery's pro se appeal had been filed by the Court of Appeals, the Zellner Law Offices received Mr. Fallon's letter filed with this court. Apparently, Mr. Fallon had not yet received the notice of filing for Mr. Avery's motion to dismiss his pro se appeal when he sent his letter to the court. Hopefully, this letter clarifies the current status of the Avery case. Sincerely, Kathleen Zellner. Now, you clearly see right there that she was talking to Fallon. Fallon knew what was going on. I don't know if he just got a little bit jumpy, like he thought she wasn't going to really file it or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. The fact that he sent the letter at all when he had already made an agreement seems a little odd. That's why it kind of reminds me of Shimmy Sham. But maybe it was just an honest mistake. Maybe he hadn't received the letter confirming the docketing of the motion to dismiss, and therefore he got a little bit buggy and wrote up this letter and sent it to the judge just to maybe cover his bases. I don't know. All I know is that he was in the know. He knew what was going on and still sent the letter. So we're going to move into one other thing now that was mentioned in here that I thought was very interesting, and that's basically some further scientific testing that they would like to do. Essentially what Zellner wants to do is she wants to be able to send the skull fragments with the radial fractures from supposedly a 22 LR bullet. She wants to send that to Microtrace so that they can use their more modern equipment that they have now, so that they can do testing and measurements on those, deformations on the skull bone, and determine whether or not it was a 22 bullet, perhaps maybe a different kind of bullet than a 22, or if it was from an object, a blunt force from some kind of an object that caused it. So that's where that's what she's talking about right here. So. However, we do believe, contrary to Mr. Fallon's assertion, that the results of the microscopic examination of the bullet fragment, item FL, by our experts at the internationally renowned laboratory Microtrace with SEM microscopes, not available in 2005 through 2007, so undermines the state's theory that Miss Halbach was killed by 2 gunshots to the head that we proceeded to file our motion for post-conviction relief, which relies upon the new scientific evidence combined with all of the other claims. More than 25 claims of ineffective assistance of trial counsel, 4 claims of alleged Brady violations, 6 claims of newly discovered evidence, 8 claims of alleged ethical violations by one of the prosecutors. I know we all know she's talking about Kenny Kratz.
Sweating now.
Multiple claims of ineffective assistance of post-conviction and appellate counsel, and 1 request for a new trial in the interest of justice. So she's looking to test those skull fragments, and she wants to, use the latest techniques to measure those radial marks supposedly left by the bullet. Okay, so that's about it. It looks like there was an agreement here between, the Zellner Law and, Fallon, Thomas Fallon. it looks like everybody knew what was going on. So I'm really a little bit not. I'm just kind of not sure what prompted Fallon to send this letter that he sent yesterday. But I think Kathleen pretty much explains that it really. How could it get kicked back to the appellate court if there's no longer the case pending with the appellate court? And I mean, I know that Thomas Fallon is smart enough to figure that logic out on his own. So, just strange, but I have a feeling we may see a letter from Tom Fallon in response to this. I get a feeling they do not want to allow the skull fragments to be tested and have the indentation where they believe the bullet went through the skull. I don't believe they want to have that measured with new equipment, and I don't, because judging by Kathleen's wording in these documents, she seemed to think that when that result came back, the state was a little bit worried. And so at that point, she decided to move forward with the post-conviction filing. That's about it, folks. That's it for today. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see ya.
Well, I don't know about you, but it's great. Great to hear the dude. I must admit, up until 2016, I knew absolutely nothing about I never call it the justice system, the legal system in America. But with the help of the dude, and I would say as well, Tracy Struncy, Travis Williamson, and obviously get in touch with the likes of Rob Belling and Michael Cicchini, learning a whole lot more. Busy enjoying the book Rhinos, Sharks and Unicorns by none other than Vic Fazell. But it's so great to hear the dude talking about these things. He very, very knowledgeable, but not in a patronizing way at all. Just absolutely brilliant to listen to him explaining something as complex as that. But as I say, it's interesting, isn't it? Those skull fragments. The dude went on and on and on about the fact that microscope or the SEM microscope people, they want to Palahniuk, they want to test, they want to look at those skull fragments and see exactly what did cause those what they call opaque particles or something, radio opaque. Anyway, I'm going to stop havering. I'm going to shut up and let you go. So anyway, as I say, great to hear the dude talking about something as complex as all those letters going back and forward. It certainly helped me tremendously having his expertise. Okay, catch you all again soon. Should be up and running as normal tomorrow, so we'll do another dude video then. Hope you enjoy them. Catch you soon. Bye for now.